DGI Geoscience Inc. Borehole data with a purpose. DGI Geoscience Inc. was founded in 1997, providing the first commercial service offering of hard rock wireline logging in Canada. Since inception, DGI has traveled the globe, providing downhole logging services worldwide 365 days a year in all climate extremes. For those of you who aren't familiar with DGI, we are a full-service borehole geophysical company. We provide data acquisition and various levels of data processing, from simply producing the raw data on a plot to interpreting it in tandem with your geologists and engineers. In addition, we provide data analytical services such as borehole breakout analysis and stress inversion, corrosion monitoring on paste backfill lines, and static liquefaction monitoring of upstream tailings dams. We provide hardware for core logging known as Spectre. Our corporate headquarters is in Toronto, and our primary operations center is in Barrie, with secondary operations centers in Red Deer, Denver, Belo Horizonte, Almaty, and Adelaide. Here is our typical setup, with a probe going down on a conductive wire line, sending data up for real-time viewing. We then send it off for data processing. We work in a variety of environments: surface, underground, barge, fly-in jobs, on-rig, off-rig, down to a couple of thousand meters, BQ to holes used for pilings. One of our innovations is we've developed a methodology to log holes of any orientation from straight down to straight up. We measure a variety of physical rock properties, magnetic field measurements, fluid measurements, borehole properties, and also imagers. Many probes can be stacked for simultaneous acquisition. Whereas a client might typically run just TeleViewer, because they can't justify rig standby time even though they're interested in other logs, now they can stack on top of the TeleViewer a gamma, an IP, a caliper, etc. The most powerful and commonly run technology we see for exploration and geotechnical work are the televiewers. They certainly are not new anymore, but it is still rapidly developing to see finer detail and acquire data faster. We have the fastest measuring versions available on the market. Televiewers provide 360-degree oriented images that provide true strike and dip of features downhole. Optical televiewer works in wet or dry holes. If the water is dirty, we can usually clean it by adding environmentally friendly flocculant. The image on the left is in a core hole. On the right is a percussion drilled water well showing images above and below water table. Both show unzipped images in 2D as well as 3D virtual core images, which can be spun around using the software. A bonus is high-resolution hole deviation or trajectory is obtained. Can log just after drilling or after rig has been pulled off holes, allowing multiple holes to be logged back to back. The acoustic televiewer produces a sonar-like image which is especially sensitive to fractures and faults. It can also image litho contacts if there's a contrast in hardness or texture. Virtual core images show breakouts, rugosity, fractures, etc. in true 3D. One limitation for the acoustic televiewer is it only works in fluid-filled holes, but the fluid does not need to be clean. It works fine in very thick mud and grease. We regularly do core holes that are competent, just providing the orientation and the digital core, but there's added value in holes with poor core recovery. We run televiewers in non-core holes to provide the missing structural information. OTV RC data is pretty much the same quality as core holes. ATV is a little poorer quality in RC because it is sensitive to the chattered hole wall, but still can see features. Feature orientations are measured simply by clicking on the top and bottom of each sinusoidal feature, and then the computer calculates strike and dip. Feature thicknesses can be measured as well, and features are color-coded by type. This information can be viewed in a free software program by clicking on the feature of interest. Tadpoles on the right correspond with the picked features. We also can generate various diagrams such as Schmidt plots from any subset of those features. To the right is a log plot in WellCAD Reader, which is a free, light version of our processing software. The sinusoids have been added by our data processors. They are color-coded by feature type, and the computer uses them to calculate strike and dip of each feature, which you can just see by clicking on it. We deliver all this information in a data file that allows easy import into your modeling program. We also can generate other plots like Schmidt plots from any subset of those features. When available, we include information from the client depth matched to the logs, such as lithology information, core photos, gyro data, etc. A bonus you see here is the tool orientation, which the tool needs to calculate the feature orientation. That's basically a 2 mm resolution gyro survey, and some clients don't even run gyro if we're doing this. Feature orientations are measured simply by clicking on the top and bottom of each sinusoidal feature, and then the computer calculates strike and dip. Feature thicknesses can be measured as well, and features are color-coded by type. Here, blue is vein, green is large fracture, pink medium fracture, and purple minor fracture. This information can be viewed in a free software program by clicking on the feature of interest. Tadpoles on the right correspond with the picked features. Here, the gyro data is displayed with the magnetic deviation data from the televiewer, showing the two overlay perfectly, except the televiewer deviation data is much finer resolution, 2 mm. We have also displayed client-provided lithology. We can also generate various diagrams, such as Schmidt plots, from any subset of those features. Geology can be complex. DGI's visualization software helps see the forest through the trees. Can customize by feature type, survey interval, single or multiple holes. Interactive plots allows the user to quickly get plane orientation by hovering their mouse over poles of interest. Data files are being generated that can easily be imported into 3D modeling software. DGI Geoscience Inc. Borehole data with a purpose.